Yes,
I,
yes, yes.
it's Xavier here. Good
Yeah.
evening.
Hi.
Yeah, I was able to get a new laptop as I discussed with you.
Fantastic.
So I installed the SQL. Everything is working right now, but
That's perfect.
I have to take a permission because I'm working. So I will have to watch this video later on and follow the steps which you guys are doing right now.
Okay. I'm glad that you managed to sort it. I'm sorry that it's cost you a little bit of money.
What's
But
the
I
money?
can
What's the
assure
money?
you, if you've been spending money before, this one is the best one you ever spent. No, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. And you will come back and tell me this in a year. Because this investment you've done into this course, right? When
Yeah,
you get your first salary about it,
yeah,
you will look at it and it's nothing compared to what you've got.
that's true. That's true.
So
Thank
please,
you.
yeah. When I did the course as well, I told you guys I was a high school teacher and I got bored and I wanted to change and I decided to pay for it. I paid. My laptop then was shite. I got another one, and looking back, it was the best money and it was the best money I've spent by far, by far. This is money you spent that keeps on giving and giving and giving and giving. So yeah, return number one, return the sales order detail, sales order ID, order quantity. Thank you very much. Order quantity, product ID, product ID, unit price, and modified to multiply the order quantity by the unit price and see if it tallies with the line total. Okay, so this task, I'll give you guys 3 minutes, okay, 5 minutes to answer this question. It's not hard. It's not hard. Um, also, from the AdventureWorks dot sales order detail table. Now, the next one, which is going to be from the person table, concatenate the title, first name, middle name, and last name of the persons. Okay, so 5 minutes for this task. Everyone, off you go. Just 5 minutes. Please make sure you're doing it. Do not copy someone else. 5 minutes. If you want, I can set timer, but I won't set timer, okay? You're all going to share and tell me what you've done. Okay, I am back. Now, I struggled with any of these questions. Please let me know now.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I don't know my system, I don't know, sometimes it helps me, you know that thing that we did in the option to help the, I think, in IntelliSense, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so every time I'm typing, it doesn't come up. So like sometimes it doesn't come up, sometimes it does. Like now it's not
Okay.
coming. So I have to
That's
like type
okay.
it out for you every time. And sometimes I think like in my line now, I think for example, there's a mistake in one of the in the spellings, maybe capital, I don't even know, maybe it's capital letter.
Okay.
Oh,
Your queries, one, they are not case sensitive.
okay.
So it doesn't matter if you type this, if you type it like that, or you make everything in caps, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It will still return everything to you. So you don't have a
Okay.
problem with that.
But I still have a problem with that other thing. I have to be typing it out. So, but if one of the spelling is missing, I don't even know if what we have written there.
Okay, so okay, so when you're talking about IntelliSense, right?
Yeah.
IntelliSense will not work. Let me show you a quick secret. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm chewing. Like I said, I just came into the house and I do apologize. So look, if I say select sales order ID, you can see it's not selecting anything, right?
No.
IntelliSense cannot work here because you're telling it to select something, but it doesn't know where you want it to come from. So this is why the secret is when you want to start, this is where you go select star from Adventure Works. Can you
But
see?
I've done that.
Just hold on, person. When you've done this, then I'll come in here to take this tie away, and then I'll do title. See,
Yeah.
it will not bring it to me. Title. See, first name.
Yeah, yes, I've done that. So every time I open a new query, I have to do that. What if I, because I was working with it on one other query, so I have to do that select every time I start a new.
Every time you do a query, you have to do select.
Oh, okay.
Wait, how do you intend to run a query without select in the first place?
No. What I'm saying is this. You said I have to first, like, I was working earlier. Sorry about the background noise.
I can't hear any noise. You can go on.
So I was saying that I was first running a query on a new, like on an old, maybe like earlier on before we class started, on one tab. So I opened another one. So I have to do the select adventure work from adventure work and this every time.
So you mean if you create another one like this?
Yeah.
Yes. Every time you do that, you need to do that.
Oh, okay.
IntelliSense on that page won't work for you on this page.
Oh, okay.
It's just like you're opening a Microsoft Word document, and you've put a love letter to your girlfriend there, and then you open another one and you expect the love letter to be there as well. It won't be there because you said open a new query. You can see here we said new.
Yeah.
So it's starting a new one.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, last time I'm gonna ask, did anyone struggle with this at all? Anybody?
Yes, I did.
Precious, share with us. I'm gonna stop sharing now. You share.
Yeah, but it's gonna take 2 seconds. I have to log in through my laptop.
What?
I'm sorry. I normally use my iPad for classes, but I can quickly log in using my laptop.
So you said you struggled. What did you struggle with?
So it's actually well, I ran it, which I don't know now if I was supposed to do that, but I ran it, but it didn't like work. It came up with an error message.
Where did you run it?
On the Azure Data Studio.
On your laptop? On
Yeah.
wait. This task I gave you just now, you ran it on your Azure. Oh, okay, right. Sorry. You're not on Zoom on your laptop, is what you're saying, but the laptop is on.
Oh yeah. I normally don't connect via Zoom.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you share, or do you want to tell me?
Yeah. It can take 2 seconds. I just need to log in using
Yeah,
my
take your
laptop.
time. Take your time. It's fine.
Okay.
Can we see those questions again in the meantime so we can?
Yes, I can share that. Precious, when you're ready, just let me know so we can go there.
Thank you. You're not sharing yet.
Am I not? Oh, wow.
No. Yeah, now. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay. I can share my screen.
Just give me 1 sec for I'm not sure who wanted the query. I didn't check the name. Okay.
Just hold on, please. Just hold on, please.
Did anyone else struggle? Yeah. If you didn't struggle, that's good. So,
Looking for something?
okay, I'm gonna ask Precious to share now, please, for time. Precious, you can share. Good. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this is what's it.
Okay. So this is not the queries. This is you didn't run the query.
I didn't run it. This is what I get when I run it.
Did you watch the video from last week?
Yeah. I mean, I was in the class last week.
So so if I told you to return sales order ID from a certain table, how would you bring it out?
So last week I think we did select from.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go back and find this. 2 seconds.
You have not gone through your video, have you?
Okay, I think the video only got like released today.
Oh, okay.
But this is one of the things we did last week.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna start sharing now and show you where you went wrong. Okay, so anytime you're told to select or to return stuff, it's simple. We start with the first one. It says from the sales order AdventureWorks database, sales order detail table, right? Okay. I'm gonna go and look for the sales order table. These are the columns there. Okay, so then I'm gonna start a query. And how do I write my query? I'll select. Okay, and quickly I can go and do from AdventureWorks dot sales order detail. What column do they tell me to return? Sales order ID. Sales order ID. Order quantity. Product ID. Unit price. Modified date. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I run this query, we're going to get something back. There you go. And the part B, which is the extension, it says multiply that by that. So I might as well just come here and say, here, unit price multiplied by order quantity. Now, also, one of the things I wanted to check with everyone that's done this is this, that you are now in the habit of putting your alias. So now you have total. Okay. And now for us to compare it with the line total, which is the last bit here, I can bring in the total, the thingy here, the line total, which is the line total is part of the table anyway. Execute it. Yep, I have the same values, they tally. See, all the way to the bottom. Good, done. Okay, so from now, please, anytime we are told to write a query to return anything, it is the same format. That format will never change. Okay, that's the basis. That's it. Okay. Even when we get to tricky codes, again, tricky codes are just what you wrap around. So your basic code is going to be like this. And what makes it tricky is that you then wrap some things at the top and maybe some things at the bottom of it. Okay, and that's it. Done.
Ayo, quickly, so while I was doing mine, I was trying to rename as total sales. So if I want to put like a space in between total and sales, now I did the semicolon or single column and space in between, but it did not change.
Like this, yeah? Like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Thank you for that question. Good question as well. So guys, every time you are naming a column or you have to write a name for something, please note, this does not entertain space. So you can write it like this together in one word. What people do, they can use an underscore, and you'll find a lot of this. on your tables at work. Okay, a lot of people use underscore. Just note today, you can't use space. You can actually use space, and I'll tell you how to get around it. But for now, if you don't want, you'll see total sales in one word, you see total underscore sales in one like this, and this is what people do. However, if you definitely want to use space, what you should do is come here and put this in a square bracket.
Okay.
In a square bracket, it works. There you go. But don't forget that every time you now use this, whether you create a table yourself and you name it yourself and everything you do, and you're going to be using square bracket, you have to be using square brackets every time you want to write that column. So for example, let's say there's a column called total sales, and I want to put it here. I cannot come and say here, total sale. It won't work. So I have to follow through by putting square brackets on there all the time where I use it. Whereas the other ones, you can see you can write them in one word and it works. Here, it's got to be that. And the reason why it does that is this. If you do total sales, remember I said, okay, look, modified date. Let's put this as entry. Let's imagine that this is a one word that you're trying to modify date entries, one word you want to do before. Now, what this is saying is this, right? I've put this as modified date, but I've aliased it. A space, and you put something in front of it means an alias. Just because we don't put as there doesn't mean anything else. It means that there is an alias there, and I'm going to show you that now. See? Boom. So if I had done total space sale, it will have made your total, it will have aliased it to sales. And so that's why spaces are frowned upon unless you put them in a square bracket. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Okay.
So now I've got a question.
Cool.
Is Ifoma?
Hi, Ifoma.
Right. So my first question is, you said it's not case sensitive, yet you write capitals and you mix them with lowercase.
Okay.
But that's not we don't necessarily need to do that, do we?
Nope. I can do this now. See, I'm not even the one typing it. Once you bring this, I just tab it. But look, I can change all of this now to Ctrl-Shift-U. Sales order detail ID. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna work. Yep, it will work. It doesn't matter. It's gonna work. If I run this alias and run it again, see, it's still gonna work. I can also write like Donald Trump, like I said to you. Yep, like that. And like that. Doesn't make any difference. And I run it, it's still going to work. Whatever you put there, it's going to bring it out for you here.
And my other question is, in the question you just asked us to type, you wrote from the person to person table. Yet when you did the solution, you did not mention person to person table.
So this is the first question. I've not done the second one.
Oh, okay.
Now the second one, I'm actually going to tell you guys, okay, all right, let me just do it. Let me just do so you guys will not say this guy is mean. Let's do it here. Select. Space. I can put star, but I put space from person. Nope. Adventure works. The person. Okay. Now I need to go and see what's in the table first, so I can say select top 10 star. Okay. So I've seen the column names, so I can take the top 10 away and say title. First name. Middle name. And last name. I think that's everything we asked for here. Okay, if I run that query now, this is what I get. Now the question says make sure you concatenate everything, right? So I'm gonna come here then and say concat, bracket open, put all this in one bracket, in one bracket, in one bracket, close your bracket. If you've done this, you know we're gonna have a problem. That problem will be the problem of space. See? And we solved this last week. Put that in the middle, space it, comma, in the middle, space it, comma, the middle, space it, comma. And this then sorts the problem out. So now we have that, we have Mr. So those ones with null, it brings them nothing. The one that have Mr. or Mrs. or Professor or whatever, it brings it out as well. Okay, everyone should be happy with this now. Okay. Building on from what we did last week, we are going to then look at a few more cool stuff. Okay, so Ayode, you asked a few questions last week. Ayode, do you remember the question you asked us when we were finishing?
I asked a lot of questions. When we were finishing, I asked what are we going to do like this week.
You asked a question, I told you, okay. You asked about how to sort or how to do something.
Yes.
Did you manage to learn that during the week?
I'm afraid no, I was doing other things.
That's fine. Okay. So we're going to look at a few things today. Let me see. We don't need all these columns. Product line to that. Think all of this away. Let's run this. Okay, size. Let's get rid of size. Make it as small as possible so we can see what we are messing about with. Okay. Discontinued dates. Don't have discontinued dates there, so that can go as well. Okay. So now, this is a product that we sell in our company. These are the products that we sell in AdventureWorks. As you can tell, all products will have their product ID for our system. We also have product numbers. These are the different colors. Finished goods flag, zeros and ones, that would be. Yep. That means if it's 0, it means it's finished goods. If it's zero, it means it's not finished goods. If it's 1, it means it's finished goods. Okay. Make flag. Make, not made. 1, made. Okay. I'm gonna take all of those ones to let me take them away, just so it doesn't confuse us, because we probably don't need those. So make flag and finish goods flags. For now, let's ignore that. Okay. Now there's something I want you to see here, list price. Now, that's the best way to list, to start ordering by, yeah? Now, did we do order by last week? We did, didn't we? We did sorting. We used the where clause, didn't we? To filter.
Yeah, you give an instance where you did that. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna look at that again today. Where clause, then start sorting and ordering and stuff. Okay, so I want to order the list price. So for example, I want to say, look, give us all our items, and I want to see I want to see them in the order of how much we list them in descending order, basically from the highest listing to the lowest. In that case, I'll come here and say order by the list price descending. Yeah, I run my query. My query gives me that at the bottom. But look at the list price. It's done it in a certain order. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There's some numbers, then zeros, then some numbers, then zeros, then some numbers, and it's not orderly. So now we want to order them according to what we want. So I say order by that. Descending means from the bottom to the top, from top to the bottom. So now list price changes. So all our products, this is the highest list price they have. And if I scroll down, you can tell that it's now going in a descending order. And then until it gets to 0, and then you have zeros all the way. Again, I can do it in an ascending order, which is, oops, there. You do that again. Starts from 0, orders everything, and then it starts building it up gradually in ascending order till we get to what we are looking for. Oh, what if we want to find the most expensive item that we sell? We don't want, the boss says, look, I don't want to see all this list. I just want to see the maximum, the highest max, the max list price we have. That's a little query. All you just need to do is rewrite this, which I'm going to write at the bottom here, just ignoring the one at the top. Select, and then I'll put max list price, and that's it. The maximum list price. From there, boom. See, that's the price. Okay, let us put product product name. We'll find the product name. Okay, name, just name. Name. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Way, ha ha ha. So there's a reason why I've done this, which is what we're gonna be looking at next. If I take this away now, and I run just this, it's gonna give me the max price, right? Oops. Tells me this is the max price, but then I don't know what product has got the max price. So I say, okay, give me the name of the product. And then I run the query, and then it kicks off. Boom. I don't know what you're talking about. And please, guys, every time you run a query, can I just tell you now, please take note of the error. Okay? Don't be like people like us that will come from the village. When computer just says no like this, you just say, it's my village people. You just get angry, you just close it and open another one and think you do magic. Computer doesn't understand African magical. So if there's an error code, please open it, read. I'm saying this again. I know we're all Nigerians here. I promise you, maybe apart from the children that they born here in this country, people like Precious and all the under 25s. I don't know whether they born all of you here, whether you guys grew up here. Those are the people that will be patient enough to read. People like us, if the thing do behind, there's a way the thing will, if I put on this sound now, just hear, like, no, I'm not going. Say, why? My grandmother's enemies have come again. You just close it and, start praying. You open another one. Prayer will not open this one. Okay, sorry. Ignore me. Okay, so basically read all of these. Read. Now, if I was you and I've read this over, look, me now, every time I see this, I just need to see, look at this. I see a few words here, list, aggregate. I already know what the problem is. I already know what the problem is straight away by looking at it. Okay, and I know what to go and do to sort my stuff out. We're going to be coming to that aggregate functions, group by, clause, blah, 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 blah. However, most important point here is this, guys. Please, if there is an error, stop, read it. Once you've solved it, look at the error that it gave you, look at how you solved it, keep it in your head. Because trust me, you're going to be coming across different errors. As you go along in your journey in this role. So please keep it in mind. Okay. We also did last week where clauses. So let me take this guy here. Actually, everything to a new query. Then come back here. We'll come back for that one later. So we actually did where clause. And where clause helps us to filter. That's what we're filtering. Okay. So, for example, I want to know okay, why did I even silly me? I'll start it. No, me. 2013. I mean 2008. Okay. So, for example, okay. So, for example, I want to find out again. I want to find out which dates, how many items we sold between a certain date. For example, the 1st of January 2012 to the 31st of December 2012. We've supplied a part to Rolls-Royce. They've used that part to build a plane engine. 10 years later, the engine crashed and they're doing their investigation. And they've said that part is dodgy. We bought it from Adventure Works. The boss calls you up and said, we need to find everything we sold in 2012. Okay. Do we know which date? We're not sure. Okay. All right. So we go here. Let me take away this order by as well. Where sell that date between 01 Jan 2012 and 31st Dec 2012. We did this last week, didn't we? So again, I told you, if there's any programming language that is easy to learn, it is this. Okay, look, this is like me just speaking normal English to you, right? Where sell date is between this and this. The only thing is we don't need that is. Yeah, we don't need is. It's not going to work. But if it works for you when you're writing your query, you can say where something is something. Once you've written it and you say, okay, yeah, I remember what Ayo said, you can't have is, you can take it away. But if writing the expression, you want to put your is there, if it helps you until you become perfect at it, then that is perfect. Okay, so look at what I've done here. I filtered it. Go and get me everything you can between those two dates. Like, so sell start date is now, I know I'm right because everything there is now 2012. And we only sold in just one day. Sell start date for everything. Okay. So I know.
Ayo, quick
Yes.
one before we go further. Now, you know you wrote this date in a certain format, right?
Yes.
Does it have to always be this format?
Fantastic. Good question. Again, thank you. Now, I was going to come back and mess about with that anyway, but I could have written this in a different way. I could have said where this is greater than or equal to that and less than or equal to that. And cell start date okay, so I could have used this first of all. Yeah. However, I would say I don't like this. You know why? I'm having to type this once, twice. Whereas with this one, I've had to do it just one. So again, look at the code I've written for both of them. The same line, this one ends here. This one. Now, Ayodiji's question, which is a very valid question, is this. Hang on. Look. The date here is in a different format. Why can't we use it that way? Why do we have to use that one? Fantastic. Okay, so let's do that again. Again, I'm gonna wipe this off. By the way, when you have double dash in front of a code, it means don't read it. Okay, so oh God, I'm sorry, I'm yawning. You guys can tell that I've had a very long week. Oh, let me gist you. My data warehouse failed on Monday. Just failed. And I swear I knew the first 2 days I didn't sleep because first thing Monday morning they'll call you. Oh, we're trying to run a report for the directors, blah 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 blah. Okay. So they called me and I said, I will get back to you. And that was where my weekend started, my week started on Monday. The thing had failed apparently on Friday, but because I was not home for the entire weekend, I didn't see it. I didn't sleep for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, midnight. Okay. So we were working on it, going back and forth. On Tuesday, I got angry. I said, everything from my side is okay. Something is wrong from your side, which is the infrastructure side. They said, no, it's your code, it's your this. I'm like, I know what I'm saying. So this became a big issue. Anyway, I told them to go and reboot their server. Lo and behold.
Hello.
Precious, were you saying something?
Hola.
They rebooted.
Sorry, my bad.
It's all right. Thursday, early morning yesterday, it worked. I didn't touch. Wow. All the changes I did, I reverted them back because I knew it wasn't me. Oh, they would say, oh, we're sorry, we knew, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I took the day off yesterday just because they wasted my time for the night. I took today off as well. So this work is good, is nice. It gives you time if you know what you're doing. And that's why you're doing this course, and you have a lot of time in your hands, So if you have a side hustle that you're dreaming of, you can build it while doing this work as well. Anyway, story finished. Right, let's get back to what we're doing here. Now I want to write my date. Ayo, you asked this question. How might I write my date here? Can you give me an example?
We can write it like we gave us different modification. Like it can be a single D. It can be we can use like no DD. So because like why I said why I just thought about the days because there are two figures actually. So
Why do you have to go and format this? This
you
is
know what?
you're going the hard way. Why
No,
do you need to format?
No, what I'm saying is this. Like I'm saying, like, okay, okay, I'm just giving an example, like, yeah, 08 slash, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to break your heart now. This is not going to work. I hope you can tell me why this is not going to work.
I don't know.
Anybody?
This is a long guess, but is it because that's not the format it's originally in? Because I remember last year we had to change it by modifying it
Yeah.
to a different type.
Okay. So this is not going to work. Thank you, because look at the format here. See the way it was written? Yeah. Okay. Now this is how the default date in SQL is written in year, month, day, and it's not with a slash, it's with a dash. Okay, so for us to do this, we need to be consistent with the format. So we have to go back and say 2012 dash 01 dash 01, and then here 2012 dash 12 dash 31st. If this thing is going to be nasty, it's not going to work as well, but it should work now. Fantastic. It works. It's just picked out the date. Right? I've seen cases where it kicks off because it's saying, look, I am date time, you're giving me date, I'm not going to run. But anyway, you know, when we get to that point, we will cross it. So if you're ever going to do this, please, this is the format. Now, sometimes you run queries on codes where you're not sure how they've written the date. For example, I don't even know whether this is American date or UK date. Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Now, if this was an American date and I've come here to write this, it's not going to run, because as far as it's concerned, this is the month, 31st, and this is the date, the date. So this is the 12th of Jazemba, whatever it is. I don't know. The month 31. I remember my dad was a civil servant. Our neighbor then, they don't pay them until the next, so the end of the month, they won't pay them until like the second week of next month. She will say they'll pay salary on the 41st of the month, 42nd of the month. There was never a 42nd in the day of the calendar, but anyway, she was just, yeah. I found that funny the first time I heard it. Okay, so because we don't know, for example, if this was 08, 06, we don't know if you're talking about June, if you're talking about August. So this is why I would not advise you even use this in the first place, because then you're not sure which date, right? So, however, if you're constrained to use it, this is the format. Use this to make things easy for me, because I can't be bothered asking questions. Oh, is it American? Is it this? I don't care. Whether it's American or it is Taiwan, here, this one works. January is January in UK, in America, in Holland, in Nigeria. Okay? This works. Ayo, do you understand why I've used this one now?
Yes.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, quick one, sorry. You know, now the way you're moving the cursor around, right? Like if you move the cursor around on one of these scripts you have written, right? Yours is not highlighting one of the the letters. Mine keeps highlighting the letters. So like
Oh,
let's say I want to
ah.
edit. You see yours is not highlighting the letters, right? Mine
No.
highlights the letters.
Share quickly.
Well, the problem now is I'm using a different system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it give you any problem? The ones you highlight, is it
So
problem?
the thing is that when I type now, maybe I've written where, for example, it types on the W. So it's like it types on the letter instead of like, I don't know if you get what I mean. Sometimes it happens.
No, I don't understand. I don't
Okay.
think I don't see any problem with it anyway, but if if it becomes a problem, let me know. If it's helping, if you can type,
No,
you can do
it's
it.
a problem for me because let's assume now that I don't know if you can go back to sharing your screen so I show you so I can explain to you.
Yeah.
Or better still, let me so now for example, now you put your cursor on maybe on you put your cursor there, yeah, right. So you are trying to write something here, but when you are writing, right, it doesn't type like it types on the W. Let's say for example you want to write and now. So the A is there, but the W disappears. So you want to write something behind the where, before the where.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it now.
Yeah, it
That.
does like that. Yeah.
So if you type this now, everything in front disappears.
Yeah. I mean like yeah, but it's not happening to yours. I don't know. But I don't know why it's
There is a button on your laptop called Insert. Find it. Tap it once.
Okay.
Insert.
Okay. Yeah. It's fine now. Thank you.
Got it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna move on now. So, guys, last week I did where clause. I used where clause with greater than, less than, and stuff. I'm not gonna waste time with it again. We've come back to where clause again today. We've talked about how to mess about with dates. Please, guys, please, I'm begging you, practice these things. Practice these things. Start using these things. So listen. What I'm trying to show you, right? I read a book sometimes ago, DJ MJ DeMarco, and it said, if you were going to learn golf today, yeah, it would take you a number of years to get to where Tiger Woods is, even with talent. If you go to a tennis school, it will still take you a number of years, but not as much as if you are training yourself. But if you go to Tiger Woods himself to teach you, it will take you far, far less time than all the others. Why? Because Tiger Woods will put all his experience and wrap it up in one word. When you serve, when you swing your whatever it is, don't do it this way. Do your hand like this. Make your elbow like this. Do your chin like this. In fact, this is what they won't tell you in your school. Bend your knee like this and that, and you get a perfect shot. All those things that, look, schools can teach you step 1, step 2, but there are some in between in those steps that they won't teach you, that experience comes in with. And you get those experience. And so this is what I'm trying to show you guys here. What I'm trying to say to you, if you pick them up now, it will half your journey. So I'm going to be giving you those things that from day one, when you start at work, you write one query, everyone will sit up, they know, okay, there's a new sheriff in town. This guy knows what he's doing. This girl knows what she's doing. So please, while we're training now, it's time to mess about. Yes, mess about all you want, try the different dates. But if I tell you this is the right one to use, please take it on board, start using it. Please master it. Okay.
Yeah. Before we leave totally, please. Like when we did last week when we did the concat when we use the concat function or we put in bracket and we now said we put in bracket, then we now put maybe for example first name, last name, and the middle name. We put everything in bracket, comma like that. Then you now said, at the end, we now say, okay, as maybe like title. But this time around, when you wrote it, you put title, I don't know, If you go back to it. Yeah.
I didn't put anything there.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. I mean, I thought maybe you named that title. That's what I was wondering.
No. Okay. So we've done that. We've done this now. The next thing I want us to now see, guys, here. What if I want to do a summation of everything I have? What if, for example, in our store, we have, okay, give me 1 sec. Let's go on. Let's go to this table. Sales order header. Okay. No. Try something else. Production. Product category. Open that. What I want to. Okay, let's go back to products. So, if you look at these, problem is they're all the same, aren't they? They're not the same. Okay, guys, I'm going to do a little bit of magic now, but please don't get don't worry about what I've done here. We're gonna get there in a minute. I'm just trying to get something subcategory. Subcategory, category, where subcats. Okay. Okay. So ignore me for now, a few minutes. Just ignore me, please. Okay, guys, please ignore everything I've written so far. Okay. Okay, so let's bring those two to the forefront and do something about this. Oops. Okay, so let's do this. So now you can see that here I'm gonna have a lot of tires and tubes, tires and tubes, tires and tubes. And if I go down, probably we'll have more tires and tubes, tires and tubes, tires and tubes, and so on and so forth. Now, look, bikes, components, bikes. What's going on? And this is the question that Ayo asked last week. So when we do stuff in Excel, there is a way we can group things together. How do we group things here? How do we make them, sort them together, the things that need to be together and stuff? Okay. So what I am going to do here is going to be this. I'm going to say, okay. So list price standard. I'm going to do this on, what's this name? Product name, right? Product. Hash product. Okay. So look, if I pick this product here, or let's see, if I pick road frame, that's one road frame. The list price is 337. Another one, 337. Another one, 337. Let's look around again. Are we going to have another road frame? Road frame. See, 337. This one is different. 594. And so on. We have them all scattered. What if we want to group all of them? Then I'm going to say, I'm going to write a new query. Now, to do this, I'm going to first of all take a lot of these things out.
So this under production and product.
Sorry?
No, I was asking this under production and product.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry about, please don't copy me for now. Please just get me. I want you to get this right for now, first of all. So, let me bring all the names together. Where is it now? What the hell? I wrote a code. Okay, so it's here. Okay, that's product ID. To be fair, I don't need the product ID. Go away. Okay, so I'm gonna take all of this. Let's deal with subcategory first. First of all, let's deal with subcategory. All right. So look, these are subcategories, and these are the prices. Handlebar is here. This price. Another handlebar is here. This price. If I keep going, I'll find another handlebar. I promise you. Handlebar. Okay. Don't find another one there. And no, handlebars, yeah. Handlebars, handlebars, handlebars. Anymore, for anymore. Okay, now you can see now. I want to sum everything together. I want to bring everything together such that, I can say, look, this year we've done so many handlebars, and this is the sum total of everything we've done. Yeah? Okay. How do we do that? We're going to introduce something new to this. And this is what I call a group by clause. So I'm going to come here and say, look, go and sum up all of the list price. Says, okay, I'll sum them up. In fact, before I even do this one, first of all, let's take this out and put this in. Go and sum up all the list price. Oh, come on. Ugh. It should work, though. It should work. Yep. Okay, so look. It said all of the list price that we have, the total is this, but I don't know which one belongs to which. Which one is for handlebars? Which one is for road frames? Which one is for this or that? Okay, so let's now go and look at it. So I'm now going to say, okay, I want you to sum everything up, but I want you to group them by this. So I'm saying these words because exactly as I'm saying it, that's how we're going to code it, right? Please understand. If you don't understand the words I'm saying, you struggle to understand what we're trying to do. Look, I want to sum this up. If I just do a sum, it will tell me, oh, our list price, the total sum of all the things we have in our warehouse, list price is this amount. But then I'll say, okay, I want you to list the sum according to their subcategory name. So, chocolates, every chocolate we have, £10,000. Every biscuit we have, £5,000. Every cars we have, £70,000. Every shoe we have, £15,000. Whatever. You get what I mean? Now, to do that, I need to write it down. So this is what is going to be. So it's going to list the names, all the names you can find in your subcategory. It will list it here, and it will go and do all the sum of each one and put it in front. To achieve that, though, I need to take this off because we're not going to need this for now. I need to define what I want to see, how I want to break it down. So I want to be seeing the cat names, subcat names, and I want to be seeing the grouped thingy. Once I've done that, I need to add a little clause at the bottom of my query and use the group by clause. Group by, and then I name that name. The name at the top. PSC dot name. And that's exactly what it is here. So I'm saying, go and give me the list and group them by the name of the subcategory. Now, I'll run this query. See? Beep shot, total. Where's the handlebar we're looking at? Handlebar. Everything is here now. So everything you saw before in 500 and something records, it has brought everything down to just 38. If anyone uses, I don't know if they've shown you pivot tables on Excel. Have you done pivot tables?
Yeah.
Okay. So pivot table does summation for you. It sums up everything. That's exactly what a group by does. You can see it has grouped them by all the components that we've specified. Now, please, we're going to deliberately make an error here. If I took this out and I run that query, boom, it's going to say, this is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregate function or a group by clause. 2 words there, aggregate function, group by. The keyword sum is an aggregate function. Okay, the keyword sum is an aggregate function. Now, I'm also going to bring out something for you here. Now, please look at this. Aggregate functions SQL. Okay, so all the aggregate functions you're going to have, they're like sum, average, minimum, maximum, the count. All of these are aggregate functions. What do they do? they will give you an aggregate. An average is going to sum up and divide by how many numbers there are, right? A maximum will group everything together, look for them, and then say, you know what, this is the maximum. Same as the minimum. A count is going to go and count everything together and return just one item and say, counted everything, boom, this is your answer. Okay? Please take note. Whenever you are working with an aggregate function, you will need a group by clause. I'm saying that again. Whenever you use an aggregate function, and what's an aggregate function? Sum, count, max, min, average. There are other aggregate functions, but those are the ones that you need to, know for now. Okay? Whenever I use those aggregate functions, I'm going to need a group by clause. If I do not put a group by clause at the bottom, it's going to fail. Now, look at this error properly. Get used to this error, because you are going to be writing aggregate functions. Whatever you do in this job, you will.
I have a quick one.
Yes.
So in our table class, we did something where we were trying to find out how these sales personnel, how they did, to know the best sales personnel for maybe for the year or for the month.
Yeah.
So now we can. So why I'm asking this question in regards to that is that, now we group by the list of items. That's this list of items they are producing. So that means we can group. Can we add like clauses like maybe by the year that it was done? So like how would that look like?
Okay. So there's nothing. So you're going to the next thing I'm doing here now. Yeah. So yes, you can. Yes, you can. And we will get there. So let me build this up gradually. We'll get there.
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to put a group by. Note, this is the aggregate function. That will be the group by list. I'll put it back here. You don't put the aggregate function in the group by list. What you want to aggregate, in this case, the list price is there, but what you are grouping it by, you have to bring it here. And this part here does not take alias. This is an alias. You won't take alias. Yeah? You use the original name without the alias. Is that okay?
Yes.
Cool. Now, what if I want to see something else? I want to see, hang on, the category name. I want to break it down by more than one item. For example, I want to see the PC name as well as, I want to see the category name as well as the subcategory name. Okay, let's go and run this now. Since we've done a group by here, let's run. It's going to fail again. Why? It's saying the product category name. At first, it was product subcategory. It says now that column that you picked from production, from product category, which is PC, and this is PC. Sorry. Oh, bloody hell. What did I do? Sorry, I'll run that query again. Okay. Yeah. Okay, same. So PC is invalid because you've said something is in the category name, you've not put it in a group by clause. Now look at our group by clause. I only have the name for this one. So now I need to go back and add this name to the group by clause. Remember, everything that is not the aggregate function has to come here in the group by clause. If I run this now, it's going to work. Now see, it's now breaking it down into more thingy. So it said, look, we have accessories. These are all the accessories we have. Under accessories, we have the subcategory names, and these are all the items. So all the bike racks we have totals that. All the bike stands we have totals that. All the tires and tube totals that. Okay, What if I want to see the products as well? The products, the product, the product, the product, the product. Where is product? Boom. Okay, here. So here, bring it in. You see, it's going to list them further and break them down. Come here and do p dot name. Okay. See, it's now blown out the query, the result. It's saying under components we have road frames and we have these ones. These are the products under them, and they're different. Under accessories, I don't think this has done it in there. Okay, let me order it now. Order by category name. Order by PC dot name in ascending order. Okay, let's go back here. I'm ignoring all the nulls. So it says, look, all our accessories, here are our accessories. And if you look at them, I've also grouped them by subcat name. And under the subcat, I've now grouped them. See, under lights, we have 3 types of lights: tail lights, headlights, weather. Under tires, we have ML tire, HL tire, LL tire, ML road tire, HL road tire, touring tire. Okay, see, it's breaking it down into more items. Okay, they don't have Dunlop Elite here. Okay. Does anybody remember Dunlop Elite? Okay.
I'm sorry that I'm asking so many questions.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I like
so
questions.
if we go up like the queries you have written,
Yeah.
yeah. So what I don't understand is why you have PC name, PSC name, and P name. Like, are you
What I
changing
have
the
done,
name?
no, what I have done is I'm
Okay,
going ahead of the class now. This I'm doing join. Join is what
okay,
next lesson. So because the product table itself has a name column,
okay,
and the subcategory table I joined has a name column, and this
okay,
one too has a name column.
okay,
I
okay,
run all of them like that as name. See what's
okay,
good.
okay. I
It's
understand.
going to kick off. It's going to say, listen, there's name in the 3 tables that you've listed. Which
Okay,
one do you want? See?
okay,
Ambiguous column name, ambiguous column name, ambiguous column name. So it's
okay,
saying name appears in more than 1 table. Which one do you want?
okay,
So
okay,
that's why I'm specifying from what table I've picked them from.
okay.
Yeah.
I did not know you joined.
I joined. Yeah, I've joined tables.
Okay.
That's why I said just ignore all of that for now. I just needed to get this message across. Now, to come back to the one you said that about dates. Now, again, I want to add modified dates to this. See what it's going to do now. It's going to go and split all of these according to the dates they were created. This one, we might have the same date for everything, but I'm going to undo the date here. Again, if I add, so this is the only aggregate. Every other thing is going to be in the group by clause. So I come here and I go p dot modify date and execute. See, it will go. Okay, so all of this product, I think they were created on the same date, and that's why it's not changed. It's the same date. Otherwise, you'll be saying if this was done on a different date compared to the other ones, you see them listed here in a broken down way, and that answers the question you're asking for, saying, oh, if this person worked on this day, you can break anything down by dates. In fact, saying what you've just said now will take me back to another table, which is the sales order detail table. Let's go back there and see how we can break items down by date. So let's see sales order detail, yeah? And let's see sales order. The count of order. Let's do the count of order by date. Okay. So this is count of order quantity. Okay, take all of these away. Count of order quantity. We want to count all the other quantity by their dates. Okay, so if I run this again, we're gonna have a problem. Why? Please take note of this. When you see anything, select list, aggregate, group by, you know it's telling you you've not created a group by clause. So I come back here and I say, okay, group this by, and when you're grouping by, you don't group by the aggregate function itself, you group by what's left at the bottom, or what's left of the query. So if I do that, see what it's going to do. See, on this date, 8 items. On that date, 4 items. On this date, 5 items. That date, 152, and so on and so forth. Do you understand that so far?
Yeah, I understand. But okay, I just noticed something. Or if you look at the table, that column, it says no column name.
Yeah. Okay, so just guys, you know what I'm doing. When you do yours, you need to put all this. Okay, let me not teach you about that bit. Yeah, you just put your alias there and it sorts it out for you.
Okay.
Okay, happy?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, one last thing I'm going to add to you guys tonight before I let you go. I don't want to bombard you with so many things today. Group by.
Sorry, I've got a question.
Go on.
I think this is the best time to ask before you move on. See the last query you just did where you had the PSC and then the PC and then the P, and
Yeah.
it had to do with name. So what if you had to create another one with name? What would you write in that instance, like in front of it?
So it depends on. So you see this PSC PCP, right? I've just used the short form of their table. So this is product subcategory. I've put product subcategory. This one is product category. I've used product category PC. And the first one is product. I've just used P. So if, for example, there's another table called product modified table, I'm going to use PMT. Just again, it doesn't matter what you call it, it's entirely up to you. It's an alias anyway. For you now, Precious, I can call you Bella, because that's the alias I want to call you. But your mom can call you. What part of Nigeria are your parents from?
They're from Edo State.
Edo State. They can decide to call you Ipadomo. I don't. Okay, right. That doesn't sound right. What's of it? I can't. No wait. They can decide to call you a Sosa. Yeah. Okay, I know that's an Edo name. Okay, because maybe that's the name your grandmother gave you or something, but that's the name they give you as your alias at home. But your boyfriend is going to look at you and call you, oh, pumpkin or whatever. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Do you understand what I mean? So it's an alias. It's entirely what you want to put there.
Yeah, I get that. Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right. Right. So now I want to add something else to this group by that we have done today. Again, please okay, 2 things I'm gonna add here. Remember when we did the first query, when we did the query and we used this, right? I can also use another filter and say, and where the date is between that and days to manufacture is greater than 1, yeah. So that's going to go and filter all the days to manufacture that is less than 1. So it's going to give me every other thing. So if you look at this now, you see 4, 1, 2, 0. So if I run this query, see what's going to happen. Boom. Okay. So it's reduced from 85 to 25 rows here. Yeah. Now, if I run it, you see only 4s and 2s are left. If I do greater than 2 and run it, it remains 23. Only 4 left. If I do less than 4, it will give 1, 0s, and 2s. Yep. And you can see all of that, which is fantastic. Now, I'm using where clause here. This is my where clause working here. Okay, this is my where clause working. I'm using my where clause to filter the numbers I want and the numbers I don't want. Okay, however, now please note, when you use a group by clause, you are now working with aggregates. Yeah, you're working with aggregates. In fact, let me put all of these back. Let's have some fun. Once I put them there, I need to put them at the bottom. So when I use a group by, if I want to filter now, I cannot use where anymore. And I'll show you why. To be fair, you can still use a where clause somewhere, but that will be complicated teaching you everything now. So let's use this. Let me change this is null nonsense here. It's null. So okay, I might as well show you here. You can see all of this nonsense here. All of these ones here is just showing me null, 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 null. I don't like to see null, yeah, but I want to give it another name. Okay, so I'm going to come here and change that column and say, look, it's null. Whenever you see it's null, for this column, replace it with no cat name. Close the bracket. Okay, now that's going to kick off as well, and I'll tell you why. Anybody looking at this should know what the problem is by now. Where is that lady that was that has done this before? Is she in the class today?
No, she's not.
I think.
I think it's Busaya.
Is it Busaya?
She's not. It's
What's her-
Mary.
Is it Mary? Are you sure?
Yeah, Mary.
I think
Mary,
it's
yeah.
Busaya. I think it's Busaya.
No,
It's
I think
Mary,
Mary.
the lady.
Sorry, it's not Busai, it's Mary.
Oh, Mary, okay. No subcat name. Okay. And it's null. Okay, luckily this ones don't have plenty. Product does not have it's null. It doesn't have null. Okay, so what this is supposed to do is everywhere it sees a null, it will change the name. You can see how I'm building this up. Initially, we just had PC name, right? And PC name is bringing us the names, but where it doesn't have a name is having a null. That's fine. So now we're saying, look, I'm wrapping things around PC name. I'm saying wherever you find null, replace it with no cat name. This is going to kick off. Does anyone know why it's going to kick off? Come on, you guys know already. Come on, guys. Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. Okay. Right. The reason why is this. Look, I've typed a string here, and SQL will not compile it without that. Anytime you use a string, you've got to put those things around it. And now this is going to run. So see, so no cat name, no cat name, no cat name, no subname, no subname, until you can find the names. See that? This is better looking now. I'm not just looking at my data and going, no, 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 no. Anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about. So whenever I've used a group by and I need to filter on numbers, I'm going to use another clause now that you call having. Having days to manufacture greater than 1. I can run this query and it will bring that. Why? A where clause will not work in a group by. where that it's not going to work. But let me go and put this here because where clauses come before goodbye. Yeah, okay. So this one works. When you put it there, it's great. However, so if you're going to use a where clause, you want to use it before your group by. But again, that's going to, it can. Okay, let's ignore that. So you can put it there for now. Don't put anything there. Remember, once you want to filter on something that you've aggregated, and this is exactly what the point is. If you're going to filter on an aggregate, you can no longer use a where clause. You can use a where clause before aggregating, but the moment you aggregate, you can't use a where clause. What you can then use is another clause called having. So having this to manufacture greater than that, or having standard cost, having the standard cost greater than or equal to £1,000. Okay, so it's going to filter out the 486 and so on. So look at that. So the standard cost now, you never see anything less than 1,000 there. Boom. Done. Okay, two things you've learned here today. Grouping, which is the same thing as using a pivot table on Excel, and filtering what you've pivoted.
What
you've
we
grouped.
still don't get is the joining.
No,
Because
we're
I
not
think
doing
I'm getting the error message. I can't even get
you can't do a
get
join. I'm going to send this query to you now. You could please don't try to disturb yourself about join. Join is a different class on its own. Join is what I'm going to teach for one whole lesson. So please don't stress yourself. I've just used a join for the purpose of this lesson. So please, you're gonna get your join. Lesson next week. We'll try to go on to join next week. Before I teach join, though, there's a bit of theory. I need to let you understand the theory before we start doing it. I've sent this query into your group chat. So if you want to go and have a play with it, you can. Now, if you don't want to use this one, you don't have to use this query with a join. Go back to your sales order table, order detail. Yeah, you can have this one. In fact, let me do this first. Star. Ooh la la. Okay, so you can do the sum of, unit price and then list them by the sales order ID. You can do it by product ID.
Sorry.
Yep.
I was just thinking maybe like with this, instead of giving us like the code, you can give us that one that you first gave us, and maybe like give us like something like you did in the beginning. You know, you asked us to multiply.
No. Look, the one I give you, the join one can be confusing. Someone is going to look at it. Trust me, it will give someone a headache. So let's just do something easy here. And
Oh no, I'm not saying you should do the join. What I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying you should give us the join. What I'm saying is, you know, in this one now, maybe like give us like something like, you know, in this one now you have the order and the unit price, so we can do like maybe the total cost of all those items.
yeah,
Generate that one on our own, and then use that for
Well,
like sorting or something.
You have work to do now. Leave that one to me. You will have work to do. Don't worry. You have plenty of work to do. Okay, just relax. You're going to have work to do. I'll send something to you for you guys to do. For me, the most important thing is for you to understand the concept of group. Last week we did stuff. We can mess about with dates. We can mess about with concatenation. We can filter. We can order. We can sort things out in ascending order, descending order. We can filter out what we want, what we don't want. Today, we're now doing aggregates and then filtering aggregates as well, because filtering aggregates is different from filtering just ordinary stuff. Okay, now you will see that for the past 2 weeks, we've had stuff like where clause, we've had group by clause, we've had having, and we've had order by. There will be queries that you write. You only need where clause. Then write your where clause. Okay, that's fine. There will be queries you write and you don't need aggregates. These two won't come in. So you go where this is equal to this and that's equal to that. Then at the bottom, order by. There will be queries that you write and you use where clause, and there will be aggregates and you will still have to order. For example, if you look at this guy here, I've used almost everything apart from the where clause here. Yeah. Yeah, I can actually see where at name, where PC dot name is not equal to no cat name. I've told you to go and filter out everything that's got no cat name if it works. Okay, so look at that. So now I'm having where clause, I'm having group by, I'm having order. Okay, and I run that query. See, it's taking away all the no cat names. Now, what I'm trying to bring out for you here is this. When you have those 4 clauses, this is the order in which they go. The where clause comes first, the group by comes next, the having comes third, the order by always comes last. You can have a query where you don't have a where clause, and you have group by, having, order by. This is the order. So always keep this in mind. This is the order, okay? Where, G, H, O. The where clause first, if you need it. The group by next, if you need it. The having next, if you need it. The order by next, if you need it. If you don't need having, that means this can come out. That's fine. You have W, G, O. If you don't need where group by, you have WO. If you don't need order by, you have W. If you don't need where, you have O. Okay? And that is the order. Please do not forget this. Because sometimes you're writing a code and you go and put having there and group by here and where there. The thing will just say, sorry, I'm not having this. Okay. What next? This is where I'm going to stop today. Now, let us find something for you guys to mess about with.
Yeah, sorry, real quick one. So that having now, you know,
Yeah.
the one that you did, you just put one clause under having. Can we have more than one?
Yep, having this and safety lock and days to manufacture greater than 2. Let's see if this is gonna work. Yep. See?
Okay, so it's just so if you have more than 3, you still use and. Okay.
And reorder point greater than or equal to 75. Yep. See, it's still coming.
Okay.
And let's find this one is 100 all through. Okay, so you can see that it's just like when we're using our where clause as well. So having is another way of filtering. Having is filtering.
Yeah.
But you see here, when we use our where clause here, this is the first filter,
Yeah.
and the next filter,
Yeah.
and the next filter, and the next filter, and so on and so forth. The same way here, the first filter is this, and the second filter, and the third filter, and more and more and more. Do we understand that? You're happy with that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is where we are going to stop today. Again, we could take this further, but I don't want to overdrive you guys with so many stuff. Now, for your own mess about, first things first, I would say to you, go online. And I'll show you something here. Where is it? Ba, 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 ba. Example task for group by SQL. Okay, W3 school is a good one. You can see that. Read everything that you can see about this, please. Okay, now once you've done that and you're happy, okay, so guys, look at W3 class is actually W3 class is actually a good one. See all this side, look at all the things that we've been doing, and or not order by insert. Okay, we've not done anything insert into, because I don't want to go into all of that now. Okay, count, average, sum, like, wildcards. I showed you how to use a wildcard last week. If you're searching for something and you're not sure, you only know half of the name, you can use a wildcard around it. That percentage sign to look for it. Okay, you're having exist. We're not going to use that. That's for much more complicated stuff, and we're not there yet. So I'm not going to ask us to do all of that for now. But again, if you go to W3 school, you're going to see a lot. Okay. What is the practice of basically is grouping. Let's see. Group by statements, task. Five practical examples. Okay. Adventure walks. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, so you got all of, can you see guys this? You see? So many questions. So many questions. Now, if I was you guys, I'll send you this link. See this link? He's got the question and he's got the answer, but you've got the database. So look, it's saying from the following table, write a query to retrieve this. Look, and it's giving you the table. Please don't look at the answer. If you look at it here, you can check it here. Click the full table. That's the full table, and so on. Yeah, and it will also give you the answer. Click me to see the solution. Please don't copy solution. Solution will not help you here. You be the solution. Every question you want here is there. See that? I have sent you the link. So now you've got 100 exercise. At the end of our course, you need to answer at least 70, 80 of this on your own by yourself. At the moment, with what you've had already, you should be able to answer more than 40 of this. All right, then let me exaggerate. Let's see. If 40 has not been to join, then you should be able to answer 40 questions. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. You should be able to answer 40. Once it starts getting to join, that's the only time I'll say, okay, chill. Because the first 20 questions now has nothing to do with join. See? And it keeps going. Individual tables. You see, now, normally, you go to any other school, what we've taught in 2 weeks, they'll teach you for 2 months. And I used to be that before. I used to teach this course for 6 months. And then I reduced it to three months. And then I reduced it now to 4 or 5 weeks. Why? Because in 6 months, people get lazy. In 3 months, people get lazy as well. In 5, 6 weeks, you can focus and channel all your energy to this. And like I told you about Tiger Woods, why drag something out when I can show you the shortcuts to it? So guys, the Yorubas will say, it means softly is in your hand. Okay? The Igbo will say, 1 year, 1 year old. I don't know what my good friend never taught me how to say that. Anyway, there's no Hausa person here. Hausa will say, Ankali. So, guys, we're done for today. Have a very wonderful, good weekend. I hope I have not messed your weekend up with so many questions. Ayo is not talking again. I've given 100 questions. Now Ayo is quiet. Okay. Guys, please, in your group, you've got Elsie. Elsie, hello. You've just been quiet. So you've got Elsie. You've got the other lady, Mary.
Hi, Aya.
Hey, how are you doing?
Excellent. Evening, everybody. I'm just listening.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Elsie. So you've got
Thank you
Elsie.
for sharing the questions for the students. Yeah.
Thank you, Elsie. I'm sure Elsie is not going to give you the answers as well. She's going to ask you to go and try. Please, before you ask for help, try. Please. That's the only way you learn. If you've tried and you're stuck, then come and ask questions, because that's the point where you learn. If you've not tried and you just say, oh yeah, it's giving me error, I'm going to just go and find Ayo, I'm going to find, that's not learning. Please try. Okay, please try. Guys, we've covered a lot. Next week we are going to be doing join, and that's where the real fun starts. Because if you can join tables, remember that SQL, we're dealing with relational databases. I'm going to be defining that to you next week. Relational databases means our data, and which I've explained a bit before to you, why we have different tables, why we have data split into so many tables. Okay? Now, if the accountant in your office could do this join, they won't need you. If the developer, the code writer in your office could do this, they won't need you. But the reason why they need you is because they can't join tables accurately. And so that tells me that next week is the most important class you ever have. Because once you can join tables, honestly, I can tell you to start putting your CVs out. Because you've done Tableau. I don't know whether you finished it. You've done Excel. With everything you've learned in SQL for next week and Excel, some people have got a job. Because some companies don't even have any other tool. They just use Excel. And let me make you laugh. Some companies have Power BI and SSRS and Tableau, but even when they get the results, they download it to Excel because they're comfortable with Excel. Yeah, so you might as well start looking for a job with Excel. and you've got Tableau under your belt. So guys, please tell anybody in your group, don't miss next week. Okay, I'm going to stop talking, and I pray that God will keep all of us safe till next week and beyond. And I shall see all of you next week. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend.